Okay. Now the dollar, just to let you know, will probably be under some pressure over the next little while. All right. But just before I elaborate on that, I just want to tell you just an introduction on myself, which I always do, when we start. So I always say that because I started my career as a dealer. Once a dealer, always a dealer. Okay. I started way back in 1983 at Bank of America as a trainee dealer. And then I went on to Citibank as senior dealer in 1985. And thereafter assuming roles as treasury manager and SVP in HSBC Private Banking Division. I left the banking industry in 2006 to be a currency and analyst and strategist with IGM, Informal Global Markets, before semi-retiring in 2017. I'm now adjunct lecturer with SMU, NTU, and Kaplan, as well as being trainer for the Skill Futures Fundamentals of Forex Trading, Hedging, and Risk Management course, which I will speak about later on, during the session. Now, during my time in the bank, I was a lecturer, trainer at the Institute of Banking and Finance for many central banks, including MAS, Central Bank of Macau, Bank Negara Malaysia, Bank Indonesia, and BIA. Okay, as trading and training is my passion, I continue to trade for clients and for friends, and I continue to train. Okay, I from the time I was in university as a teaching assistant, delivering courses in economics, I like to teach, right? Because I feel that imparting knowledge and making sure that people get that knowledge is very important. So that's why I chose, to continue teaching, even though I was in the dealing profession, but more so to teach traders, to teach FX investors, retail investors, how to trade well, how to look out for pitfalls, right, in trading, and there are many. All right, so that people can take advantage of hopefully my sessions to tell people, what to look out for. Later on, I'll tell you about the chat group as well. Yeah, I was featured on Money Mind several times, and I was also on the panel of speaker at the NUS Econometric Studies Unit as an FX expert. And I recently participated in the University of Essex and Kaplan Symposium on alternative financing, rethinking financial education, because the world has changed and there's so many things going on, things like Robinhood, things like gamification, GameStop, and then you have the so-called small boys, small fries, you're going to call them, ganging up against the big fries and then hammering the big fries. So now the hedge funds, the big hedge funds are also more aware that, if they do things, they think they can do things their own way, then of course they are sadly mistaken, because the small fries will combine and then go and beat them up. All right, so which is a good thing. All right, so it's a very good thing. So that was one of the thing that we talked about during the symposium. Okay. Now we come into the outlook proper. Now, before I go into RBA, last Friday we had the US non-farm payroll, and dollar was under pressure because there was a very substantial setback in the data. It showed that there's only 235,000 jobs created. Market was expecting something like 750,000. So there was a shortfall of 500,000. Very poor number. So of course, the dollar got hit, got whacked. But NASDAQ and S&P were strong. Why? Because now the market does not expect the Federal Reserve to do any tapering. All right, tapering means they take money off the table. So therefore, if the Federal Reserve is not expected to take money off the table, what's going to happen? The stock market will continue going higher and higher until such time. All right. So stocks are strong because there is no expectation of tapering that's going to come up in the September Fed meeting. There's a meeting of Federal Reserve this month, but now because of the number, all right, because of the non-farm payroll number, they are going to push back that tapering probably sometime into November. Okay, so between September, October until, that means the next 2 months are September, October. Then November is a Fed meeting. So depending on whether November is, the Fed is going to start talking about tapering, the next 2 months dollar will be under a lot of pressure. All right, so overall development suggests the dollar near-term weakness is definitely here to stay. But if you all follow me carefully, or you follow if you do join my chat group, I will put levels in the DXY, the dollar index, 91.78 is the level of support. If that level goes, then of course dollar will go much lower, like another 2%. Okay, so the chat group will probably tell you that as well. So definitely bearish on dollars for the next little while. All right, but after that, then we can talk again about the dollar. But over the next couple of days, 2 to 4 days, we are going to talk about RBA. We're going to talk about ECB. Now, the RBA, my headline there is likely to be dovish. Okay, the RBA will decide on rates this coming Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. And given the worsening COVID situation in Australia, right, there's no way the central bank is going to stick to its tapering plan, even though the country had a strong Q2 GDP, right? The GDP was quite strong. That was Q2, don't forget, my dear friends. Now we are into Q3. So that means July, August, September is Q3. When did the COVID situation became bad in Australia? Starting around July. All right. So that means July, August, very bad. September is going to be very bad because the lockdown is going to continue until at least the end of this month. So you're going to see probably a negative GDP for this quarter, Q3, which means the RBA cannot, my own view, okay, cannot talk about tapering yet. All right. So I believe the economy is going to be hit hard, made worse, exacerbated by the recent slide in iron ore prices. All right. One of the country's largest export. Now, Australia exports a lot of iron ore to China. And because China is also slowing down, Australia is also suffering. Okay. Now, but because the US dollar is also weak, Australia is not going to be weaker than the US. That's what I'm going to tell you. It is going to be weak, but not weaker than the US. So if you guys want to do a trade, a very safe trade, which you can make some money, of course, the best, later on I'll talk about it again, is to sell Aussie. All right. If you think the RBA is going to be dovish, and of course to buy New Zealand. All right. Why? Because New Zealand central bank is hawkish. They are at the other end. RBA dovish, RBNZ hawkish. So, okay, if the RBA Signal, I hope some of you know what is RBA. Anyone don't know what is RBA? Because I assume when you all come to this presentation, you roughly know. If you don't know, please go on the chat. If you don't want to go on the mic, never mind. You can put on the chat there. I will explain to you what is RBA. If not, I assume that you all know what is RBA. Now, if the well, somebody is saying that. Okay, let me see. Okay, Farid doesn't know it's RBA. Okay, RBA is the Reserve Bank of Australia. Okay, it is basically the central bank of Australia. All right, that's RBA. So RBNZ, on the other hand, is the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. And of course, in Singapore is MAS, Monetary Authority of Singapore. Now, if the RBA signal a pause in its tapering plans with a dovish stance on Tuesday, that means the RBA says, okay, folks, because of the COVID situation, we're going to postpone talking about tapering, pause, all right, until the COVID situation gets better. And then they say that because of the situation in COVID, we will continue to provide liquidity, quantitative easing to the economy. That one, you will see the Aussie getting hit very, very hard. Okay, now, if we are to look for a precedent, then it would be the RBNZ holding rates on hold when it was hit with fresh COVID cases. Now, remember I told you guys, RBNZ is the most hawkish of the central banks. Hawkish means they are very, very itchy. Their fingers want to press the button to increase interest rates. That's RBNZ. But when they met in October, because there were cases in New Zealand, they held off raising interest rates. So what happened? The New Zealand dollar dropped about 2.5%, close to 3%. All right. So those who bought New Zealand dollar got a shell shock of their life. I'm one of them. Yeah, I was one of them. Okay, but my trading is a bit different. I hold a bit longer. So when it went down lower, I went to buy some more. All right, and now I'm sitting on very good profits. So those who are in my chat group, they know my levels. All right, but just to let you all know, my levels. Those who are in my chat group, there's a few of them there. They know my level, so they know that I'm not lying. My level is 0.6848. That is my long New Zealand dollars against US. Now it's 0.7160 thereabout. That means I'm up 300 over points. Okay, that's how I trade. I trade very differently. We all have different styles. I will let you know later on. All right, so don't have to follow me. You follow your own style. If your own style let you make money, please continue with that style. All right. I cannot tell you my style is your style. And similarly, you cannot tell me your style is my style. All right. But you will find your own style eventually. But you can get help in trading. That's the important point. Get help, whether it be in technicals or fundamentals. So if they push ahead with tapering, which I don't think they will, all right? If they do that, then it's very irresponsible of them, right? The Aussie will also be hit because the market, all right, and nobody is bigger than the market. The market will say, hey, you have a very bad COVID infection cases all over the place, and yet you dare to do tapering. Your economy is going to slide further, you know. Tapering means the interest rate is going to start rising, you know, in the near future, which will hit the economy hard. And that again, once the economy is being hit hard, your Aussie also is going to get hit hard. All right. So if you're going to put a word, actually the Aussie is caught between the rock and a hard place. All right, so whatever they do is wrong. So net, Aussie is likely to weaken on Tuesday. All right, on Tuesday. Okay, so that is the first part of the session, which is the RBA. If you want to ask me questions, you can now. If not, you can keep until when I finish it, then we can go one whole shot, okay? But if you have any question that you feel that you need to ask before you forget, please go on the chat or please go on the mic, okay? And I will respond to you guys. If not, I will continue and then we keep it to the end of the session. Okay, don't have, we'll go to the next one. Actually, this coming week, there are 3 central bank decisions. Reserve Bank of Australia. On Wednesday, you have the Bank of Canada. And then on Thursday, you have the European Central Bank, which is what I'm discussing now. The ECB. I put there the ECB hawks getting a bit louder. Now, the ECB hawks may well get their way as the central bank seems to be setting the stage, okay, for the winding down of their PEPP, okay, emergency purchasing of bonds, okay, PEPP. Now, because Europe started out late in terms of vaccination, the euro suffered for a while over the last few months. You saw the euro, right? It got hit really badly over the last few months because the European Central Bank, I mean the European so-called economy had very low vaccination rates. But now, with their vaccination rates getting close to that of the UK, it has put the Eurozone recovery on a stronger footing. Therefore, you can see over the last few weeks, the euro gaining ground against the US dollars, all right? From a low of about 1.1665 thereabouts, now it is close to 1.19. Now, if on Thursday, if they do announce their tapering plans, all right, this coming Thursday, it will give the euro a fillip. A fillip means a boost, especially against the US dollars, because it was sold very badly by the US dollar. So if there is some announcement of tapering or some discussion of tapering, euro against US can go to 120, 120 half, no problem. Because remember, I was telling you, dollar will remain weak. So any sort of news that gives strength to any of the currencies, be it euro, be it Aussie, be it Kiwi, be it sterling, it will rise against the US dollars. Right? So US is basically on the weak side. And because this week, normally after the non-farm payroll week, the following week is very, very light on data out of the US. And tomorrow US is on holiday, along with Canada. So, and when there is a holiday, the market becomes what you call very thin liquidity, low liquidity. So during times of low liquidity, the rates can move quite a while. All right. But because of the weakness of the dollar, if those who are long of Aussie, long of Kiwi, long of Euro, I believe the advantage is more on your side. If anything, they will sell dollars rather than buy dollars, right? Because I think from here over the next little while, people are looking for rallies to sell dollars and to buy the other currencies. Okay, so therefore, if, right, which I believe, there is plenty of scope for the hawks to get their message across over coming weeks, which I believe will fuel the euro rally even further. All right, of course, if there are hawks, there are also doves. So the doves will point to the fact that the PEPP will continue for some time yet. So therefore, if PEPP will continue for the next 2-3 months, why be so bullish on the euro? All right. But like I said, even if the hawks get their way and say, we are going to start talking about tapering, okay, that is good enough for the euro to rally against the US dollars, right, over the next little while. Any questions, anybody? Anyone? I'll give you a minute or two. None? Okay. Never mind. Like I said, you can, at the end of the session, you can still do it. Now, on Thursday, when the ECB meets, okay, somebody's saying something. Let me check. Okay, give me a minute, 1 minute. What about gold and silver commodities against US dollars? Okay, Farida, if you had joined my session 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, you would have heard me saying last week, sometime 1, 2 weeks ago, gold, because when it broke above 1805, I say that it will probably test 1830, which it did. All right, which it did. It tested 1830, and then pulled back a little bit. But I believe because US dollar is going to be very weak, you're going to see gold. If gold breaks clear, all right, I'm talking about very, very break, must be cleanly clear, all right, of 1832 this coming week, then this gold, this yellow metal, is going to fly even further. Okay, and my hunch, all right, because I'm bearish US dollars, I am bullish gold. Gold touch above 1830, pull back, all right, to close around 1827, which is very near 1830. So on Monday, Tuesday, all right, but Monday, because of US holiday is not so bad. It's a London holiday that is very bad, because London is the biggest FX market in the world. So I think gold can go to 1860 and then 1900, 1890, 1900, thereabout. All right, over the next few days, couple of weeks. So gold will go up, all right, against US dollars. Unfortunately, I don't follow silver, Farida, but I follow gold. All right, so gold is on the upside over the next little while. Okay, does that answer your question? I hope it does. So if you want to buy gold, wait for a pullback, 1815 thereabouts, 1813, 1815, you can buy gold. Right, you can buy gold for a move, a much higher move for the next little while. Okay. Okay, now next. Okay, currencies in focus. With COVID cases declining rapidly in New Zealand, where there were only 20 cases yesterday, 20 cases today, all right, versus 28 on Friday, versus 76 on Thursday. So it has gone down drastically. Okay, there is no doubt that the Kiwi will continue to rally very, very hard against all the other major currencies. So therefore, we can look, right? This is what I look at tomorrow, day or next few days. Buy TV on the dips, all right, towards 71.35 for at least 72, all right, with a stop below 71. 72 is very conservative, all right, my dear friends. It will go even higher than that, right? Because the Reserve Bank of New Zealand will definitely hike rates in October and probably in December. So now, when we talk about fundamentals, all right, you have to be very clear that when there is an interest rate hike increase, those currencies seldom weaken. It will continue to strengthen, all right? Dips are there to be bought and the market will continue to go higher. The market will scare you a little bit every now and then. But fundamentally speaking, when a country increases interest rates, the demand for that country's currency will go up. And that will push the currency higher. All right. So that's when I train dealers, whether it's MAS, whether it's Bank Negara, I always tell them that please do not fight the fundamentals. If you want to go short term and say, hey, sir, I think maybe I go a quick one instead of buying, I will sell because I think the chart. I agree with you. I say, yeah, the chart says top pitch you can sell. But the problem is sometimes the chart gets strong because people say it's top pitch. The MACD cuts down a little bit. They go and sell. I have seen many my friends because they are all chartists or some of them friends as in not dealers friends. They go and look, use MACD to go and trade. A lot of them died. Many times get wrong, right? So when you fight fundamentals against charts, this is my own view. You all may have different views, okay? Each and every one of us have our own views. The fundamentals usually win. Technicals can make money, not say cannot, but fundamentals will make you a lot of money if you get it correct. All right. So you can buy New Zealand 71.35 for at least 72, stop 35 points away, or this one I like for the time being. All right, for the time being, sell Aussie, buy New Zealand. All right, so you sell Aussie Kiwi towards 104.20, 104, 104.40. You will see about 103.00. A stop you can put 50 points away. Okay, I think it's quite safe personally. And then the third trade you can do is to buy Euro US on dips towards 1.1860, 65 for 1.1920 with a stop below 1.1820. Okay, so that's what you can do tomorrow. All right, if you want to. There will be, of course, there will be changes. Okay, but this is now. That means over Monday morning. Okay. How is your trading? I always ask people. Those who are currently trading FX and you feel that your performance is not up to where you want it to be, or you don't have enough time to monitor the market, you can join the SCCI Market Tips chat group, which I am heading, right? Where you will get daily trading views with entry and exit, stop loss, and take profit levels. Okay, so those who join this group, every day you will get at least one trading view to buy or sell a certain currency, a pair. But you can see now, I just showed you, I had 3 views, all right? So these 3 views will probably be in my chat group tomorrow, all right, in the morning. So those who are like the 20 over people who are following me now, right, there will be more because I just started this group about 6 weeks ago. There'll be more because those who are in the chat group, they are making money. That one, I can tell you for a fact, there's 20 over of them. If you can find any of them, or you need me to tell you who any of them, I put you in the chat group, you ask them. Many of them are making good money, which is why they are very happy. All right. And there's two or three of them here. I think two of them. All right. They will come and listen. All right. Because I'm very, very serious about making sure that this chat group, this community grows to become very, very profitable. All right. One of my favorite students. All right. 2 weeks ago, I gave him a view. I said, hey, you go and sell kiwi and, no, sorry, buy kiwi and sell euro. And he did just that. And he made $1,000 in 2 days. So he told me, he joked with me. So I paid off my fees for the year already. And also he said, because your fees are cheap, that's why easy to pay, okay? So that's what you get when you come on this SCCI Market Tips chat group. So in addition to getting the trading views, you will also be in a group of active FX investors. And believe me, they are very active. To learn from them and they from you. And of course from me, all right? That way, you will sharpen your trading skills, all right, by doing that. Sometimes one trade, and you pay off your fee for the year, $130 per annum. Like my student, oh, sir, I make $1,000. My fee, $100. All right, wow, I pay off, I make back 10 times. Then you see, hey, Victor, now how come it's the 130? Yeah? Because when I started, I say the first 10 pay 80. It was taken up very fast. Then I say the second second 10 pays 100, also taken up. So now the third group, all right, going to pay 130. So again, there's about another 8 more. So once this 8 is gone, it will go up to 150 or 160. Eventually, it'll go up like 200 or 250. But once you pay this 130 per annum, that's what you'll pay for the next 3, 4, 5 years, all right, of my presentation. Okay, so please contact me at 9452-1922 if you are interested. All right. Thank you very much. So I will repeat the number again later on to let you know, so that you don't miss, because some people miss. Quite poor thing, huh? Because I really want you guys to make money. I'm not joking. You go into my chat group, you ask them. All right, they are making money, and they are making decent money. All right. Okay. After trading for more than 3 decades, I believe that the key to longevity is to have good risk management in place. You can make good profits, but the key to staying in the game is to keep those profits instead of getting them back to the market. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, you can make a lot of money, within a short term, within like 3, 4 days. But if your risk management is very poor, that means you continue to deal in very risky levels. All right. But let's say your margin is like only like 10,000, then you go and trade $500,000. Of course, you're going to get killed very fast. All right. Anybody can tell you that, but many people don't believe. Many people just keep on trading the way they're trading. All right. So a lot of them kaput, all right, die along the way. They last like 3 months, 6 months, no more. My dear friends, I've been here for 37 years. So that means I must be doing something correct for me to be still around to trade. All right. So therefore, just to let you all know. Okay. Now, so I finished this part of the session, tell you the outlook. The next part, I want to tell you some more things. All right. For those of you who are new, for those of you who want to really do FX or trade FX, not for a living, for investment. And you can really make good money, okay, if you trade well. And being a treasury manager, being a dealer, being a private banker, I've observed many, many times why bank dealers make a lot of money and why a high percentage of retail FX investors lose money. Very simple. Both fundamentals and technicals are important in trading, right? And traders who use only one method normally don't last long, all right? They can make, but they don't make good money. All right, so in my chat group now, there's a couple, 3 or 4 people who are always very, very technical. And now because they get the fundamentals from me, they appreciate that, all right? They say that it makes their trading a lot better because why? They have both sides and they can understand the market, right? So they are here, all right? They are in the chat group. So if they want to speak, they can speak and they can tell you as it is. So if you guys can just put on the chat group and see where it has helped you, you can speak. If not, you can stay where you are. Yeah, I'm not forcing anybody to speak. Now, so after teaching and training the central bankers, I decided last year to bring this to the public. How? Via the skill futures, forex trading, hedging, and risk management course. Okay, so I really look forward to training you to be a profitable retail FX investor or FX hedger. Okay, I'll tell you more about the skill futures course. Okay, but I will train you to be a retail FX investor, FX trader, or you can do an FX hedger. Hedger means you protect your company's FX exposure. Okay, company have FX exposure because they are all they export to countries throughout the world. So therefore, they have extra FX exposure, and sometimes this exposure can eat into their profits, right? I always give example. My friend owns a chemical company, was always puzzled why his shortfall of profits. And then when we look at his invoices, we found out that on many occasions, when it's time for him to buy the Japanese yen to pay for his Japanese chemicals, he buy at a high price. But on the other hand, after selling all his products to countries, US, Eurozone, around the region, when he want to convert back into Sing, he always convert back at a low. So therefore, problems, all right? He got big problems. So we help him that, right? In that. Okay. Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Francis. Okay. I try my best to give you all the most, all right? Because this is my passion. Okay, I like doing this. So when you have a passion and you like doing this, it's very, very easy to do. All right. I just don't talk and throw smoke. All right. I give it as it is. Right. So I always tell people $130, but how to go wrong? It's like $11 a month. How to go wrong? Wrong, okay lah. The most don't do next year, okay? But over the next year, then you say, wow, following this group, make me a lot of money. Of course, you will continue, which is what I want you to do. Okay, you will continue definitely. Okay, so my buddy, this chemical company guy, he has since looked at the markets every day, every week, every month, and he makes some money doing FX himself, and of course, his profits also increase. All right, in that sense. Now, thank you guys. Okay, when you attend this course, you will have acquired a new skill, which is how to trade foreign exchange and other asset classes, be it gold, other commodities. Unfortunately, I cannot do. Eventually, I may. All right, I may do something on gold. I may do something on silver. I may do something on stocks. But I'm alone. Okay, I may get my buddies to come in one day. I used to teach the private banking diploma course at SMU for the banks, and I used to do the foreign exchange and the precious metals segment. That means I teach foreign exchange, I teach gold. And initially, I taught also soft commodities. All right, like corn, soya bean, orange juice, right? These kind of things. But eventually I stuck to those that I'm very strong, which is foreign exchange and precious metals. Okay, once you attend the course, you'll be part of a group where you will enhance your knowledge on foreign exchange, and you also receive trading ideas. But this chat group that you will be in will be there to help you to answer your question on foreign exchange. But in order to be active, all right, you have to be in the SCCI market tips chat group. That's where David and Francis are. Okay, they are there. And they trade all the time, all right? And they make quite decent money, believe me. All right. So again, please do not hesitate to call 9452-1922 for more information on registering for the course, or later on you can scan the QR code. I will give you the QR code later. Okay, now, so any of you who are Singaporeans age 25 and above, you would have $500 opening credit in your SkillsFutures. If you are like 30 years old or something like that, you would have $1,000 in your account if you have not used it yet. Or if you are like 40 to 55 years old, I think it's the age, you get another 500 more, which is like 1,500. So if you even have 500, why not use this 500 to come for the course? Learn something new, learn a skill, right? So that just in case, right? You don't know, COVID is evolving all the time, so we don't know. There's a new strain called Mu, Manchester United, MU strain. So if there is another lockdown, but if you had learned this skill and you have a platform or you open an account, you can start trading and make some money. All right, just by going into the chat group. Every day you see them talking, all right? A lot of talk on the chat group. A lot of talk, a lot of action. It's not NATO, no action, talk only. This one is talk also, action also, both. All right. This group like to talk and they like to trade. So when after you finish that course, you will receive okay, support from me, support from the group. All right. Lifetime. As long as I'm teaching the FX course, you will get to be in that chat group. All right. How active you want to be is dependent on yourself. Some people shy, don't want to be active, they just want to follow, they don't want to hear. Can. I don't force anybody to be very, very active. And some of them come and do personal. All right. They PM me because they're a bit shy. Hey, sir or Victor, can talk to you. I say, can, don't worry. All right. Personal, no problem. You don't want to be on the chat, it's okay. Now, the Forex course, Forex trading, hedging, and risk management course, there's one coming up in 18 September, which is about 2 weeks' time. After attending the course, you will get 3 complimentary ebooks. Fundamental analysis is called Introductory Guides to FX Markets and Trading. Becoming a Trading Master book is technical analysis. And then the first one, Maximizing Profits and Minimizing Losses in FX Trading, is a book or notes on risk management. How to trade without losing your pants. Okay? That means you trade to make money and you keep your profits. Risk management is very important. That is why when you see, when I post in the morning, I always say buy at this level, stop at a certain level, take profit at a certain level. I will always have that, right? That is for you guys. But for me, because I'm an old timer, so-called, my positions are a bit longer term. All right. And my take profit and my stop losses are also very far away. All right. So each of us have his own. All right. I got 1 or 2 people in that group, the chat group. David, okay, and this guy, this champion trader called Zen. They have very good risk management habits. All right. And when you go on the chat group, you hear from them. You know, they are very good. Believe me, right? So you learn all the good things from them, not the bad things. So hopefully the chat group will continue to grow. Okay, I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes to get this scan. All right, if you want to attend the course. Okay, while you're scanning it, what I want to tell you is that this course, again, is redeemable. All right. That means it's claimable. So you can claim the whole $500 if you still have it, and you can learn in a sense free, in a sense. Okay. So should be quite interesting if you guys want to join. Okay. Okay, now the course is a good refresher for those who are currently trading FX and who want a different perspective on what to look out for. If you believe that you have adequate knowledge in the technicalities of the FX market, but you still need some help, again, you can join my chat group where I will give you daily calls on the market. There will be at least one call to buy or sell a certain currency pair with entry or exit stop loss. The joining fee, again, to repeat, is 130 per annum or 36 cents a day. Nowadays, even the coffee shop, Kopi C, is about 120. So it's like only 1/4 you pay, right, to get this type of news. How to find it, tell me. All right, I'm not joking, friends, cannot find one. Okay, I used to pay 150 a month, okay, for this kind of service. Again, because I want to build a strong trading community, all right, where all of us can be profitable, that's why I put the rates there. Very, very cheap, very, very affordable. Okay, now, testimonials. I just give you a couple because it's getting a bit late because you all may want to ask questions. And this is my champion trader. For someone new to Forex, this group will help me in marrying the macro indicators with the trade strategies. I like to share this because this guy, after learning the foreign exchange course, he put in 10,000 margin, he made 10,000 in 4 months. And then you say, well, maybe he trade very aggressive. There is risk management, and he trade within the leverage levels that I gave him. Don't anyhow trade, okay? And then this guy, all right, this is the champion trader, technical guy. The analysis of the economic indicator is great, and the overall result is good. Okay, so that means he mixes now technicals with fundamentals. So therefore, I really hope to see many of you soon to help you in your trading journey, or for those of you who want to start, I can also help you to start. All right, for starters, I can help you earn $250 risk-free. Don't tell me how, why. This will be revealed during the course if you come. All right, I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, I'm done in the sense of presentation. Any questions on anything? All right, you have a few minutes there. I always leave about 10-15 minutes just in case you need to ask. Anybody? Any questions regarding the chat group, regarding the course, regarding the outlook on the currencies? Anything you want to know? Okay, my encouragement is